Hi Cancer, thanks for joining me. So here are your next 3 pairs. This is the spiritual self, this is the house of Aries, the self, and this is the house of Taurus, which is all about your material, financial security and possessions. So let's get started. So Hierophant and 5 of Swords, right. There are mock battles going on here with things to do with authority. You're probably feeling as if you're hearing things that you don't want to hear, you know, as if there is some resistance going on with red tape. So anything to do with red tape here, there's a sense of annoyance, there's a sense of people are not being fair, people are not taking into consideration the balance. It's a bit like feeling that you are dealing with a machine or a computer in some way that's frustrating because they are not playing ball with you. You know, it's a mock battle going on here and it's causing you a lot of stress, okay? Now, spiritual self is telling you it will sort itself out, okay? It's a learning curve, and not to actually look at the status quo or not to look at the system and want to actually just do what it says, or don't go into a point of getting upset by what's happening. It feels here as if you've got to fight a little bit, okay? And you've got to ask some questions and not just put your head down and be a bit like somebody that follows. You've got to look at it from another angle, ask to speak to somebody else, or turn around and feel that your presence and that your understanding of the matter needs to be resolved and you want more clarity, okay? So what this is saying is you've got to find another way of getting to what it is that you're trying to make happen, even though you're feeling a little bit blocked, okay? And when it comes to yourself, I feel that you have to go into the intensity of your emotions and you will fight and pay off. And go into the intensity of your emotions here. You know, maybe this is something new for you, Cancer. Maybe this is actually something where you're actually going, I'm not taking it. You know, I actually want to make sure that I am in a position to get what I feel is fair, just. But do remember that justice and fairness is not quite the same thing. Okay, a sense of fairness is what the cards are showing you will get, okay? Ace of Pentacles, what you're wanting to happen is happening. Incidentally, Cancer, please look at this. We have Ace of Wands here, we have Ace of Cups here, we have Ace of Pentacles. There are new beginnings. You're going through a transformation. And these are the really good aces. There's only one that's not out here, and that's the Ace of Swords. Ace of Wands, this is things that you're acting on, and that's the baseline of your reading. You are making things happen. Your actions are leading to new beginnings romantically, with the emotional side of life. You're making that happen. You're valuing yourself enough for that to happen. Your emotions from yourself are bringing about the product of what it is that you want. So your cards are actually saying use that intensity, use that dreaminess, what you've been dreaming of, what you've actually wanted, you're actually making it manifest. So that's coming from you, okay? Nothing else, okay? The influences of yourself are now part of your learning, part of your journey. And so this takes us beautifully into what's happening over here, which is the Emperor and the 5 of Wands. Now, again, there's a theme going on here. Look at this, 5 of Wands. And what do we have here? 5 of Swords. So we've got this theme going on of 5 also. So although you've got new beginnings, you've still got a few battles. 5 in tarot is mock battles, things that we have to kind of deal with, things that kind of go, here we go, got to sort it out. And over here, we're talking about, this is other people, you know. All you have to do, as I say, actually I'm asking questions of those in authority, you know, people such as the hierarchy, you know, governments, people that are in authority with red tape, you know, anything to do with governments, councils, individuals, as in banks, you know, the sense of authority that says, no, we're not doing that. And you've got to say, actually, I'm sorry, I'd like to actually question this. May I speak to someone else, please? And so when it comes to material matters, you've got to be in charge. Okay, you're ruling your life, no one else. Okay, it's not about anarchy, it's not about turning around and being a rebel, it's actually about turning around and saying, I'm really sorry, but this is my security here, because this is the house of Taurus. Okay, and I've got to get stubborn and logical about looking after me. Okay, and I've got to do it in a really logical way, and logic's telling me that I've got to fight for what's mine. Okay, and you have, because this is the house of Taurus. Okay, you've got finances here, all right, but you've got to battle with that, and you've got to say, come on, I'm sorry, but that's mine. No, I'm not paying for that, or I'm not having you say no to that. I'd like to question it. So you are being asked to question what's going on. And what's going on here is you've got to look after yourself, you've got to look after the cash, you've got to look after your possessions, you've got to look after your property. Anything here that affects your financial security or your material sort of side, you've got to be in charge. Don't feel that other people are in charge. Don't leave it to them and then go, oh, well, they said I couldn't do this and that and the other. They said no. It's about the fact that you've got to stand up for you, okay? And this isn't about turning around and saying you've got to be bossy. This is actually just turning around and saying it's got to be common sense, okay? And common sense might say that what's being said to you here, you know, you've got to turn around and go, I'm sorry, I'm questioning that, okay? So in your house of material sort of security, I do feel that there are things here that people might say, oh my goodness me, you're dreaming. You know, your Page of Cups kind of shows, oh, it's a bit idealistic to think like that. Absolutely not. You're a logical person, okay? You've got a different perspective, and your perspective here is to turn around and say, actually, I know what I'm doing, and I've got the success to prove it. And so you have. You've got it here, and you've got it here. So you will win this victory you will win this battle, okay? And you will have victory. But this is frustrating. Other people are frustrating. Okay, and they're slow to come back to you, or they're a bit lazy and they're not actually they're going, oh, you know, I don't know the answer to that, so sorry, no. You've got to say, well, go and find out for me, please. I don't mind waiting. That's the kind of way it's got to go. You don't need to be challenging, but you've just got to actually not take no as a final answer. You've got to find another way. That's what your cards are saying, and I feel that you do. Okay, because this is the things that you can get changed, okay? You know, in the past, I think that you were a little bit worried about being seen as being a little bit mean or a little bit controlling. Why are you worried about that? No need, okay? Your foundations are you're a very truthful person, okay? And you always back up with your actions what your heart tells you need to do next. So this carries you forwards really well, Cancer. Till next time, come back and let's find out what the rest of the cards are saying about you, Cancer. Till next time, thanks for joining me. Please subscribe. Bye.